Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video, Lee, you're going to be kicking off the first of two parts for the OBJ exporter.
Yep. An OBJ exporter. So basically, what is it? Well, it's just a file format that we're going to take our TerrainMesh that we've so lovingly spent many hours figuring out how to create, and then we're going to turn it into a text file. The text file is using Wavefront's OBJ format to encode our vertices, our normals, and our UVs into a format that most programs that work on 3D models can understand. And then we're going to be able to take that information, save it into a folder inside of the assets folder of our project, and or Unity's editor's FBX importer will then take that information, re-import it, and turn it into a model or into a mesh again, but in a way that we can use it as a prefab in any project that we wanted. Or we could then, in our case, turn around, take that prefab, and then bundle it up into an asset bundle and use it in yet another project. So what is this OBJ format that I'm talking about? If we go to Wikipedia, also a very good place for information, you can look up the wavefront.obj file spec. Inside of here, it's just got a basic bit of information of what we're going to be doing. Particularly, we're going to be making a list of vertices, which are denoted by the letter V, followed by an X, Y, Z, and an optional W component. VT is for the vertex texture coordinate, which you can think of as your UV, which has a U and a V and an optional W. Our normals, which are denoted by VN, again, have X, Y, and Z component. And then we have face definitions. Now, the face definitions are similar to, let's see, how can you think of it? Triangles. So, but it's broken up in a very specific way. The format that we're going to be using is going to be this one, which is going to basically say face, and then it's going to point to a number represented, which number of the vertex it is, and then VT, and then VN. So if you look a little bit closer to this, actually I said it wrong. This is the format similar we're going to be using. So the first number in that first grouping is the vertex number, followed by the vertex number that is matched to, and the vertex normal number. And then the second one.
You mean the UV that it's matched to?
Yeah, but they call it vertex texture.
I know, but you said vertex number twice.
Vertex texture number.
Okay.
Whatever. Basically, this is the first vertex point with its vertex, its UV, and its normal.
Right.
This is the second point of that triangle, and this is the third point of that triangle.
Okay.
So each face is made up of 3 points, a triangle. And this is just a reference to each one of them. Now, the way our system is set up, vertex 1 is mapped to UV1, which is mapped to normal 1. So all 3 of these numbers are going to be the same for point 1, and all 3 of these numbers will be the same, and all 3 of these numbers will be the same across the board. So we're going to just simply write a couple of methods that will create a file in a certain location on the hard drive, and then that file will contain our object information broken up into a format that is just like this. So readable by anything that can read OBJs. Now there's a couple of things that we'll have to address that are kind of gotchas with the way Unity works, which really threw me for a loop for a while until I figured out what was going on and corrected for it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to throw this inside of features, and I'm going to create a new file. And this will be a class, and I will call it OBJ Exporter. Go ahead and do our cleanup. And I'm going to make this a public static. So I only want one of them. And I'm going to change the name, OBJ exporter, which means I'm going to go over here and change this name. There. Okay, now I'm happy with it. All right. This is going to be broken up into two parts, and I'm going to do one method in each one. Mostly the discussion of what an OBJ is in this video and the initial method and setup. Then we'll come back and we'll do the longer method, which is going to actually take all of the information, parse through it, and convert it into a text that will be then written out to a file. The first method is going to handle writing out that method. So we'll start off with a public static method that has a return type of void. It's going to be called mesh to file, and it's going to take in a mesh filter, and I'm going to call this mesh filter, and it's going to take in a file name. Go ahead, add Unity Engine to this so it's happy. And alright, so now I need to figure out a path. So I'm going to set up my path as equal to directory, which means I'm going to have to add system.io to it. So we've got directory, get current directory. I'm going to add to our current directory a /. Then I'm going to add our file name dot substring, and that will be 0, file name dot last index of a /. So we're literally going to be pretty much giving this more of a file name that has a bit of a pathing information to it, and then we're going to build a path from there. We need to do a check that says if this directory does not exist, then we need to create it. So directory dot create directory, and we give it the path. From here, we'll call using, and var sw equals a new stream writer, and this will be our file name. So basically, what the file name is, like I said, is a path, but it's a local path, and we need to convert it to an absolute path so directory knows what to do with it. Because what we're going to basically do is say, hey, I want you to put this in assets.data, or not dot, but assets /data/train/patches/zone/ the name of the file. But the directory needs to know where that path is in relation to your hard drive. So in this case, it's like D projects, and then 3D buzz, MMO terrain, yada yada yada. It's this big long patch, or a big long path, which is what directory get current directory is trying to sort out for us. Then we make sure that that path exists. If not, we create it. Then we open up a stream writer to create this file. Then we say sw write. So we're going to write out this long string. The string that we're going to write out is going to be whatever we get back from mesh to string, which is going to take in a mesh filter. We don't have this method yet, so I'm going to create this method down here, get rid of the exception, and let's go up here, clean this up, and not all paths returned, which is fine. So we'll do return string.empty for the moment, just to make sure we can build without errors. And in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to write all of the code that we need to convert the information that is held in this inside of this mesh filter to a file that is understood about anything that, or by anything that can read a standard OBJ file.
Okay.
So.
All right. So is that going to wrap it up?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot.